Operational level. Accurate and timely decision making. The LTT concentrated its forces at decisive points of the battle to regain tactical advantage over own forces. An accurate analysis of the LTT modus operandi with the use of battlefield intelligence resulted in identifying LTT intentions accurately and timely, thus enabling commanders at all levels to take initiative against those indications. Delegating of command responsibility, exercise of flexibility. The situation and circumstances dictated the level of decentralization of command in order to exploit success. However, in most situations, commanders were encouraged to practice mission command to wrest the initiative in rapidly changing combat environment. The commanders were flexible enough to adapt to structural and organizational changes, and at times altered the conventional doctrine to suit the ground realities. These changes are unavoidable in rapidly changing asymmetric combat environment and were instrumental in sustaining the operational formations. Bypassing strong points. In order to maintain the momentum of the offensive operation, bypassing objectives were accepted, even with heavy casualties, in order to reach decisive points. These maneuvers later facilitated throwing the LTT off balance by converting them into envelopments carried out by employment of larger forces. Maneuverist approach. By adopting attrition and maneuver tactics, own forces forced the LTT to resort to subconventional warfare, thus concentrating cadres who were vulnerable to SF firepower. In such situations, sea-air-land battles proved to be the best way to degrade the determined enemy. Further, the will of the terrorists to resist was shattered due to heavy degradation caused by synchronizing operations in deep, close and rear areas. However, calculated risks were taken at decisive points in battle, and as such, sacrifices in men and material had to be accepted at times. Importance of intelligence and information sharing. The blend of intelligence and the real-time ground information provided by Allied troops operating in the LTT rear area paved the way to accurately destroy high-value targets in correct time and space. This was due to the centralized control of intelligence and information and timely dissemination. Joint operations. The optimum use of precise air power synchronized with artillery on selected legitimate targets produced positive results. Hence, the land battle and the role played by Sri Lankan Navy and the Sri Lankan Air Force in effectively containing and reducing the LTT combat power proved to be the best combination to achieve desired result in a highly fluid combat environment. Leave policy. Though relief in place was not adopted as per military teaching itself, a well-formulated leave policy with associated transport helped the field commanders to maintain the desired levels of strength while addressing the human factors of the soldiers. Military strategic level. Identification of military center of gravity of LTT. The military strategy was to deplete the fighting power of the LTT while respecting the humanitarian aspects of the people who were confined to the areas held by LTT against their will. In this background, the leadership, combat power, and the population were identified as the center of gravity at military strategic level. The cleverly defined ends, ways, paved the way to destroy the LTT leadership and its combat power, while separating and rescuing the population. Campaign authority and command responsibility. The campaign authority and the command responsibility were vested in competent commanders who were battle-tested, effective and professional. The clear allocation of missions, objectives and tasks were the other contributing factors which helped to establish the mutual understanding, share experiences, cooperation and cohesive effort in achieving the end state. It also facilitated flexibility in making timely decisions to exploit success in the battlefield. New military strategy. The concept was to take the terrorists on a very broad frontage, extending from the east shore to the west with multiple access. The aim was to deny the terrorists' ability to concentrate while luring them to fight in an unfavorable condition. This reduced the LTT combat power to a greater extent and had adverse effects on their logistics. Skillful planning and periodical reviews, new concept and innovative applications. Complexity of the civilian heavy operational environment added constraint to the planning and conduct of the humanitarian operation. The selection of military objectives, employment of forces, use of weapon systems, and sustaining logistics in combat created a number of challenges to the military commanders at all stages. This demanded skillful and extensive planning, thus developing new concepts and innovative application of the same. Military plans are kept very simple and flexible. Briefings and debriefings are carried out at regular intervals in order to achieve much needed coordination and share information and experience. Real-time battlefield information. Availability of real-time battlefield information systems was essential to conduct effective tactical operations, to minimize civilian casualties while causing attrition to the LTT. Force generation. Meeting the ever-increasing demand for troops to keep up with the success and regaining of ground while catering for the wastage was a critical issue. Numerous measures were introduced to meet these requirements, which were amply supported by the national will, manifesting a successful recruitment drive and availability of manpower. Effective medical support. The effective and successful contingency plan implemented by the medical authorities, anticipating adverse medical conditions, epidemics and health hazards, significantly aided the troops to engage in battle without being subjected to unnecessary health issues. Casualty evacuation and treatment systems became an integrated effort of military and national medical service assets. Thank you.